Greetings, Bowtie Guy 85 here. Today we are going to be discussing life hacks. Life hacks specifically for the office goer or suited gentleman. So when I talk about life hacks, I'm talking about three categories in particular. So we're going to discuss clothing and ways to help us manage our clothing when we don't have the exact tools we need. I'm going to discuss some of my favorite kind of time management hacks, which is great for keeping yourself off the tardy list. And then we'll also discuss a little grooming and hygiene. So I've got a suit hanging up here. Let's say you go to get dressed in the morning and you pull this suit out. You notice that it's covered in cat hair or lint, but you know you do not have a lint roller on you. Or you're at the office, you're about to go in a big meeting and you notice, oh no, I'm covered in hair. What do? We leave it as is and we go to work, right? No. You don't have the lint roller? That's fine. I bet you have some tape. And I've got a tape gun here, so it's masking tape. It's a little stronger than like a masking tape or a Scotch tape, but if you have those work too. I'm sure if you're at the office, you can find some tape. So basically, you're just going to take it like that, break you off a nice piece, and then I take my fingers like so. We're going to wrap it around. You may not have to tear off as big of a piece. Now, your fingers become the lint roller. And then what I do is I just come in here, wherever there's hair, we don't roll it like you would a lint roller. We just come in and give it a little tappity tap over top of the hair, the fuzz, whatever it may be. Now, I'm not aggressive. I'm just lightly pressing. I'm not rolling or digging deep into it because you don't know if this tape is going to leave behind any residue. And that's going to defeat the purpose of going over our suit here if we're just going to make more of a mess. And I just get the front of the jacket very well. We can turn this over and we can always check the back. And there we have it. Now you can see the tape has all the hair on it. And the jacket is ready to go. Okay, so we discussed a substitute for lint rolling. Now I want to talk about odors. So if you ever pick out something and it's got a little stench to it, it hasn't been dry cleaned in a while, but you need to wear it. I love things like Febreze. So this is fairly inexpensive bottle, and it's really simple. You just give it a little spritz, and we can turn it over and just give it a little spray. I'll even come in and like maybe do the pants. I usually focus on the seat or the crotch. That's typically where some of your odors tend to appear. If you've been anywhere smoky, and especially with a wool suit, it's going to kind of drink that up a little bit. Yeah, so this is great to have around the house. If you want to be even more frugal than that, you can take distilled vinegar or an apple cider vinegar, maybe like a teaspoon to like, if you have a squirt bottle, you can take like a teaspoon to a couple teaspoons and then fill the rest with water to dilute that, and you can spray that as well, and that'll actually kind of target the odors. If you have the Febreze, they make travel sizes of these, which I love. Perfect to keep at the office. If you're ever at the office and you happen to catch yourself, maybe you went to lunch somewhere and you picked up some kind of greasy spoon diner smell. It's great to have for that. Travel size, you can keep it in the car so you can constantly kind of keep track of yourself and see if you need a little spritz. Easy fix. Between dry cleaning visits, or if you're somebody who launders their clothing like I do, I just give it a little spritz after I finished pressing. I don't spritz before pressing because the steam is going to kind of take away the lovely scent that you just threw on me. Next hack, we're going to discuss stainage. So if you ever get, and this works particularly well for white clothing, not as much for colors, but I picked this shirt out in particular because it has just a slight, where it's starting to kind of ring around the collar just slightly. So there's a few things we can do for that. If you pick a shirt out, you absolutely need this shirt today. You don't have time to wash it, or you're at the office, you've had something at lunch and you soil yourself. What can we do? So there are two things I like to use. One is lemon juice. Lemon juice, lime juice, any kind of, maybe not like an orange juice or anything that has dyes in it. And when I say lemon juice, I don't mean lemonade. I mean something like real lemon, that really tart stuff. Something that's acidic. You could also use like a distilled white vinegar. Any vinegar you use, though, I wouldn't use any colored vinegars, like red wine or apple cider. They have that color to it that might cause a little stainage. And I take a paper towel. I don't use a tissue because they kind of fall apart. And if you have like a broadcloth, that works great too, or like a hand towel. And basically, I just take it like this and just kind of take it over until the towel is just moistened slightly. And then we come in here where our stain is, and I'm not rubbing it in, I'm blotting it. So I'm just dabbing the stain with the lemon juice just to slightly moisten it. I don't want it to get damp. And we'll come over here to this side too. And just enough to where it's slightly damp and you can feel where you've kind of done something to the fabric. And then what you can do, if you do this in the morning when you first get up, check your shirt and see if it needs any doing. And then you can let it sit while you have your coffee, your breakfast, while you shower and shave and brush your teeth. That'll give this shirt time to dry. You can also take it in the shower with you and let kind of some of the steam from the shower and the heat from the shower kind of dry it. This looks pretty good. So we're gonna let it sit here and I will come back to it and I will show you my next hack. And for that, we're going to hit. All right, so like I said, for our next hack, we are in the bathroom. So let's say you're going to get ready in the morning, even if it's just a pair of pants, shirt, whatever, and you find that it's covered in wrinkles. Oh no. But you've barely got enough time to shower and shave and maybe grab a bite to eat. You don't have time to get up the ironing board, wait for the iron to preheat. If you have a fabric steamer, maybe it needs filled up. You have to wait for it to heat up. What can we do? This is where multitasking comes into play. So what I will do is I'll get a nice hot water, hot as you can get it. As you're taking your shower, we'll crank this on real quick. Just let it get nice and hot. Sometimes I'll turn it on, we'll have our coffee, we'll eat. Hang this in here, let some of the steam go, and then we can come in, wash our hair real quick, rinse off with the body, let it keep running. What I'll do is, I won't turn on the exhaust fan. I'll really let the steam build up in here, maybe even possibly stick a towel at the bottom of the door just to let as much steam in here as possible. And what the steam's gonna do, and you can hang this up directly like next to the shower curtain if you want direct steam, or if your door has a hook on it, you can kind of hang it up like that. And the steam is going to fill the room and it's going to relax the suit. And if you want to, you can even come in with something that has like something with some heft to it and has a nice flat edge. And almost like you would with an iron, you can come in here and just kind of press down. If you're against a door or something like this, where you have like some heft behind you, it's almost like having an iron board, and you can just kind of come down and press through those creases, or you can just let it hang and kind of relax itself. But it's a great hack because you can be doing this while you're working on your morning routine, so you're kind of multitasking. That saves you time. And then when you're ready to get dressed, your suit will be fresh and ready to go. Ironing, we discussed lint rolling, we discussed stains. One more thing I want to discuss, footwear. So you pull out your favorite pair of shoes to wear with the suit. You notice they're a little dirty, they're a little dull. What can we do? So for the dirt, if it's just a little dirt or a little scuff, I love to take my cloth here, and you can dampen it a little bit if you want. And I just kind of come over here, anywhere I see any dirt, and just give it a little once over, brush anything away. If it's kind of dust or anything like that, you can take a little spit, or you can dampen it a little bit and just kind of wipe over it, just to kind of wipe away any dust or dirt. These have just a couple little spots on it, so that's really good. Now, if it's any kind of deeper stains, I have this lovely product here. It is a leather lotion, and again, you would use the cloth, and I dab a little on my finger and dab the spot on the shoe where it needs it. I found this at DSW for pretty cheap, or you can of course take them to a professional cleaner, but we're talking about it's early in the morning, you really don't have time to fuss with the shoes. The leather lotion is great for cleaning. Now for shining the shoes, I love a good shine sponge. This I got from Men's Warehouse. It's good for all colors, and you just brush a little on here. You don't go too deep into it, and it just gives a nice little sheen. But say you don't have one of these, or you have trouble finding them. They are harder to find these days. How can we add some life back to our shoes? Rubbing alcohol. And I've got another paper towel here. And I'm just going to, again, like I did with the lemon juice, just dab a little on. Does not take much. And I back this up because so I'm not getting it on myself. And then we can come in here to our shoe, and we just gently go over the shoe. And I mean, if you look at that instantly, it's got a beautiful shine. It's picking up the light nicely. And I only use a little bit because that rubbing alcohol is very strong, not just for the shoe, but odor-wise, like, oof. And just go over this shoe here. Beautiful. And then so it's not like completely wet, then I may come back to my cloth here and just kind of go over it lightly, just to kind of dry where we had that alcohol on here. And literally we spent, what, a couple minutes? Who doesn't have a couple minutes to spare in the morning? And there we have it. Our shoes look good as new. And before we move into our time-saving hacks, let's check our shirt here. We already went over all the other aspects of clothing. And the lemon juice, while it is not foolproof, has actually lightened the shirt up some. So it does work in a pinch if you don't have any heavy stainage or any abrasive stains. So I think that is a keeper. One of my first time-saving hacks. So the morning comes, you've finished showering and shaving and brushing your teeth. What do you do next? Of course, you hem-haw around in the closet for several minutes, deciding what you want to wear, and then picking it out and seeing if it works or not. No. That's not what we do. What I love to do, the night before I go to bed, I come in my closet, and I say, what do I want to wear next? And I pull out my suit. I will hang it up. I check to see if it is wrinkled, if it needs any pressing. If it does, I grab my fabric steamer that night, and I will just lightly go over any areas that need doing with. My wardrobe is packed pretty tight now. My wool does not have a lot of room to breathe, so sometimes it does need a little ironing. I make sure that my pants are already fitted with braces, so I don't have to attach those in the morning. I grab accessories, little flower pin. I go ahead and get my silk square ready. I fold, I do whatever kind of fold I want for that day. It's in the pocket, ready to go. Any other accessories like a pocket watch, I will go ahead and adorn the vest with. I will grab my shoes, make sure they are shined and ready to go. Of course, these are my socks, my garters, anything else I need. Of course, my shirt and bow tie. So I will grab a dress shirt. I will make sure it is clean and it is wrinkle-free, and I've got a bow tie with it that is ready to go. So once I jump out of the shower, all I have to do is get dressed, and I can be dressed in anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes, depending on everything I'm wearing. And I've got an outfit that is completely ready to go, and I'm not wasting any time deciding on things, finding everything that I need to go with it. Okay, so we're discussing time management hacks now. We're going to move to the clock, specifically my bedroom clock and the clock in my car. Okay, we're moving on to time-saving hacks now, or time management hacks. And for that, we're going to begin with the clock, specifically my bedroom clock. Also, I do this with the clock in my car. So it says it's 2:18 right now. I like to add about 5 or 6 minutes. So now that says 2:24. Now, even though I know I did this, I keep it in my mind that that's the actual time. So when I get up in the morning and I see, oh, it's 2:24, I'm supposed to be at work at 3. I better get moving here. I shuffle out of bed and begin my routine, and I'm great. And when I do it this way, I'm always on time, if not early. And I always love the old adage, to be early is to be on time is to be late. To be late is unheard of. I don't know if anybody still follows that today, but I've always enjoyed it. Another thing I love to do, if you're somebody who is a snoozer, let's say you need to be up at 7 to have plenty of time to get ready for work. I'm not going to set my alarm for 7 if I'm going to snooze. I'll set it for 6:30, maybe 6:15. And then I can look, oh, it's only 6:15. I can hit that snooze button, and I can give myself more time. The things I love to do is checking myself in the morning. What is the weather? Is it, winter time of year? Has it been really cold out? Is my car covered in snow? Is it covered in ice? Am I going to have to give my car time to warm up, scrape off my windows? I want to be mindful of that in the morning. So I'm always checking things like that. I check out the traffic reports. Are there any accidents on any of the roads that I normally take to get to work? Do I need to take another route? Is there a detour? Do I need to allow myself extra time to get from point A to point B? If you're starting a new job, you look at the new company you're working at, you pull up your GPS, it says you're 18 minutes from here to that job. Does that mean if you start at 9, you can leave at 8:42? No. You need to factor in things like parking. How far am I parking from work? Am I in a garage? How many blocks? What floor of the building am I on? How much time is it going to take to walk from the garage to the building? Am I parking in a parking lot? So you want to always add a good 5 to 10 minutes more to that time that your GPS may say to allow for things like that. Because starting at 9 doesn't mean you show up in the parking lot at 9, or I got out of my car at 9. No, they want you at your workstation ready to start as soon as you clock at your allotted time to clock in. So those are things. I also check ahead for things involving my outfit. If I know it's really icy and slushy out, I'm not going to wear anything like velvet, my velvet slippers or my suede, anything like that. Is it raining out? Do I need to grab an umbrella? And I like to have a nice big umbrella that is going to completely cover me and keep me nice and dry. It's nothing worse than having a big meeting coming up or a big presentation and you show up to work and you're completely drenched because you did not plan ahead. A good gentleman always plans ahead. Here's my next time-saving hack. If you're anybody that drinks coffee in the morning, this is great. So I have a coffee maker where you can time when it starts brewing. So what you can do, you can throw a coffee filter in there and then scoop out your coffee and add it in. And let's say you get up around 7 or so. What I like to do, I'm sure a lot of people snooze. So if I start my alarm at 6:30 and I snooze till 7, I will get this to brew at 6:30. So then by 7, when I'm finally rolling out of bed, this is fully brewed and it's maybe even cooled down enough that it's ready to drink. So you're not waiting on the coffee. So that's just one of those really quick, simple time. While we're in the kitchen, we'll discuss breakfast as well. So I talked about coffee. What about food? I love prepping things ahead of time, so I'm not spending time cooking in the morning. So biscuits, eggs, sausage, potatoes, tortillas. You can make breakfast sandwiches, breakfast bowls, breakfast wraps. Ahead of time, they don't take a particularly long time to cook, even if you're doing like a larger batch, and you can assemble everything, store it in the fridge, little baggies or little plastic containers, throw it in the microwave, minute and a half, you got your breakfast, you're good to go. You can have it while you're having your coffee. I love grab and go items, fruits, apples, bananas, grapes, anything that you can kind of munch on, things you can grab and take along with you, breakfast smoothies, protein bars, granola bars, protein shakes, anything like that. I love. So you're not spending a lot of time in the kitchen when you should be getting ready for work, and you're not resorting to tawdry things like cereal, although there are some healthier cereals out there, but I think a lot of people grab Pop-Tart cereal because it's quick. There are some healthier options for quickness in the kitchen. Okay, so we discussed clothing, maintenance and cleaning and things like that. We discussed some time-saving hacks for our morning routine. Now I want to discuss some time-saving hacks that play into kind of personal grooming and hygiene kind of stuff. So anybody who knows me knows that I live at the gym, not literally, but I'm there quite often. And I love to make full use of the locker rooms. They have a wonderful shower and locker room facility. And when I go to the gym, especially at night when I go after work, I love to do a lot of my bathing there. For one, I'm pretty sweaty and everything like that from my workouts. So that, makes sense to kind of clean up before we go to bed and let those odors kind of soil the mattress and the sheets. 2, we're saving on water by doing a lot of the bathing there. I fill my water bottles. I do a lot of my bathing and things, so I'm really saving on a lot of water by indulging in that. Also, if you're anything like me, I get razor rash really bad. So I love that I can shave at night, maybe put on a little lotion. I can go to bed when I wake up in the morning. I'm still kind of fresh shaven, but I don't have that irritation or that redness, so my skin looks a lot better. And 3rd, we're saving on time here because we're doing things there that we don't have to spend time doing in the morning. So, I wash my hair at the gym as well, and any kind of major things like that need doing. I'll check my nails. I have little clippers I carry with me, anything like that. So in the mornings, I'm literally just brushing my teeth, putting on some deodorant, and I get dressed, maybe throwing a little cologne. I may wet my comb and just give myself a little once over if it needs it, and we're good to go out the door. I maybe spend 2 to 3 minutes in the morning on a grooming routine, so it's nothing at all. And speaking of scents, I have one more little trick that I would love to discuss. So you're leaving for work in the morning and you realize, oh no, my cologne or my fragrance is empty. I have no more. What can we do? So one thing I really, really love is you can always send away for like little samples of newer scents. They give you a little bottle. It's probably about the width of this Sharpie, maybe a little smaller. Those are great because they're compact. I can keep one at the office. I keep one in the glove box in the car. So they're perfect. If you're on your way to work, you're out of cologne, or you've got to put some on, you've got it there. Maybe I'm leaving the gym. I don't have time to take a full shower set and body wash and everything, but I get invited to dinner with some friends. I want to kind of refresh. I can grab that out of the glove box, a little spritz here, a little spritz there. The sensory points for cologne is the napes of the neck, and then your wrist. You kind of rub it together to get it going. You're good to go. You don't have those. Let's say you work in an office. If it's a large office, there's probably a waiting room. And what do waiting rooms have? Magazines. And what do magazines have sometimes? They have those little free perfume or cologne samples. You kind of fold it over and it releases the scent. Take a little of that and just rub it on your wrist. Take a little, rub it on your neck. Quick, easy, cheap. And you are good to go. So that encompasses kind of grooming and hygiene kind of stuff. And that concludes my video. It's good to be back. And I hope you guys have really enjoyed this topic. It was a lot of fun to kind of organize for me. I would love to see the conversation continue in the comments. As always, like and subscribe, and until next time.